Welcome back to Automotive Electronics. Today we got us a 2006 F350, I do believe. This cluster comes to us from up north, and we are going to be looking at it for the problem of intermittent radio, windows, and air conditioning. Don't have a way of testing these on the bench. I mean, other than seeing that it has power, that the needles twitch, and it's doing everything that I'm expecting it to do. However, we have some known issues with these, and we're going to address them. Looks like we just got clips for the lens. Get these little tabs up, and you should be able to get your lens off. I'm not sure why in the hell Ford comes with duct tape. A bunch of them do, though. That's the factory duct tape holding your Ford together. I don't know what the need is for the duct tape, but it's included when you buy a Ford. It's not included when we send it back to you. Alright, now the only thing holding the board in is some clips, and these needles on the front need to come off first. You'll notice that with these, once you get the lens off and you can start playing with them, there's stops in all these positions. If y'all have seen any of my other videos, this is the same. Seems like I teach this about, well, got almost 100 videos now, so I think I've taught this almost 100 times. So we just make a little mark where that stop is for the needle. Something subtle that's not going to be noticed later, but we can just see. And I'll make them in pencil. That way, if the mark gets to be too big, we can always use the eraser side of the pencil. See, usually I don't use a pencil. Pencils are for people who make mistakes. And that don't happen around here. Anyway, my attempt at a little humor. This works real well. Get yourself something with a little hook on it. You can find yourself a spot to hook onto the board. Get underneath the board and lift. And then you release your tabs. And that is how we can pull on the bottom of the board. There we go. Finally, it's out. Alright, this board, alright, the area we're concerned with on this that generally gives us all the problems is this sucker right here. It is a little resistor array that has to be soldered back up. I'll show you under the microscope here in a minute. We go ahead and we do all of these in here, and as well as that one. Occasionally this microprocessor will need to be reflowed, but not unless we get to the extreme on this. Do we have to do that? Oh, here's the microprocessor, and occasionally we'll have to reflow that. We can use two different methods of that. One is hot air, and one is just going pin by pin under the microscope. Chronic problem on the Fords is where this connector comes through and connects to the back of the board. You'll see some cracking on these headers here. These look pretty shiny so far, but we'll get it under the microscope and look at it. And I'm going to do a lot of soldering on this, so we might as well get busy. I'll just fast forward through most of it. I already explained to you what I'm going to be soldering, so we'll just get after it. Okay. Now that I got this thing set up the way I want it, I'll show you how to do this. This is what you want to do with each one of these solder points. Just add a little touch of solder to each one of them. always put these things, you're going to be seeing me move the board around a lot. That's because I'm trying to get into a position of comfort to solder. Everything comes out better when you're comfortable. So that's what you want to do. Alright, so this little component here is the one that is probably causing all the problems for this guy. You definitely want to use a little flux on this. This is a tiny thing. There's my finger comparatively. And this thing, as we get in here, you're going to see how it's got 8 little solder points on it. And it's a little tough sometimes. It sure would be tough without the microscope. So the get the heat on that so it'll clear up for y'all. And in answer to the obvious question that should come up, this is a tip on it's a Hacko FX951, little curved tip. Works real well for this little finer work. See, this is what happens when I'm not zoomed directly in. See how that's bridged? That is bridged, and you do not want that. Okay, we're cleared. Okay, there you have it with those. The other thing you want to hit is maybe this one up here. That should have it pretty much all the problems that we normally see done. If it doesn't, if there's a problem, what I do is I come back in with my hot air station and we will reflow this. If it's a chronic problem and we've exhausted every other avenue of approach here, we're going to go line by line over this processor, or pin by pin, I guess I should say. Get my heat going here. You'll start seeing the solder get molten. Well, you may or may not. Okay, what that's doing is just reflowing all those pins on that processor all the way around. And if there was any solder cracking, any little microscopic solder cracking there, that would allow that solder to become molten again, flow back together, and heal all those cracks. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention is the relays on this board too. They do tend to have solder cracks. This one doesn't look like it has any. If it does, they're so minute that we can't see them. But we're just going to touch them up anyhow, just in case there's anything there that we can't see, because they are known to do a little cracking. and there's 2 of them on each side of the plug on the back side of the board. If I get my board to slide, there we go. There'll be 5 pins on each of them. Some of the other Ford clusters, they have like a double relay. This just has the single relays on each side. And that would take care of that if that was a problem. So I believe we're ready to put this one back together. This is one of those clusters that came in not displaying an actual problem. It looked like it was fine when I plugged it in on the bench, but I'm sure my customer didn't send it to me for no reason, so just going to get this board pushed back in here. It just snaps back in place. Now we can go ahead and fire it up if we'd like. Get in there.
You better have me carry everything inside.
Huh?
You better have me carry everything inside. It's a delivery guy's job.
All the desks?
Mm-hmm. They just left it outside. Take that inside, my boy. I guess he didn't want to tell him anything.
Oh yeah. Well, they probably wasn't the first time he's pulled that little maneuver. So with it powered up, you can set your needles back under power and just set them on the 0 position. That way you know that is the gauges are set accurately. Now this fuel gauge, I don't like to put it on exactly 0. I like to get it just a touch below, not below the line, but on the bottom side of the line. If you're going to err in putting your needles on, you don't want to make the error where you think you have more gas than you actually do. So, and then we'll turn this on. We'll watch all the little twitchy needles. Everything looked good there. Let's kill some lights. Alright, we're looking for any burned out sections and bulbs. We do have a burned out section here, so we're going to have to get that bulb replaced. And that, where is my, so you can see there how dark this section is here. Grab me a bulb. Yeah, kill that light. Now we have lighting all the way around. Everything's lit up. We're good. So now, on the old, some of the old clusters, they'll have a trip odometer button here. If you hold that in and then you turn the power on to it, they'll go into a test mode. This one, no trip odometer, so therefore we cannot get into the test mode. Now in the vehicle, on this one, it is likely to have the ability to hold the reset button down and turn the key on and get into that test mode, but without the trip odometer I cannot do it here on the bench. This just lays back in here, and the easiest way to get those back on is a flathead screwdriver or something. All you gotta do is just push down on each of these. '06 F250 is all done. We're good. We're gonna ship this back to this guy. Hope he has a good day when he gets it back. I hope you guys are liking the videos. I hope we're trying to condense them down, keep them concise, keep all the dead space out, keep all, you know, the monotonous stuff sped up and etc. It takes a lot more editing time, but I'm all in for you guys. So if you guys would be all in for me and get down there and them buttons and like and subscribe, I'll give you 2 thumbs up. See y'all in the next one. Appreciate you. Hey, if you like what you saw here today, get down there in them buttons, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get advised of the new content as it's released. My name is John. We've been here in San Antonio for over 20 years fixing electronics. We specialize in automotive, but we definitely can fix any component level repairs you might need. The company is Automotive Electronics. You can look us up on Google's Automotive Electronics in San Antonio, and you'll find us every single time. Until next time, I hope all your repair attempts are successful. Hopefully you save yourself a little cash along the way. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.